Hello students, a very good morning to one and all. Welcome to the next lecture of online theory class series of subject Novel Drug Delivery System. I am Mrs. Aarti Majumdar, Associate Professor from the Department of Pharmaceutics, Smriti College of Pharmaceutical Education, Indore. Dear students, in today's lecture, we are going to start another important topic, that is nanotechnology and targeted drug delivery system. Before starting our discussion, I would like to summarize the main points on which we are going to focus under this heading nanotechnology. Dear student, we will discuss about what are targeted drug delivery system, what are the objective of formulation of targeted drug delivery system. We will also discuss about what is principle and rationale behind the development of targeted drug delivery system. Then we will discuss about various advantages and limitations of targeted drug delivery system. Dear student, later on we will also discuss about what are the various approaches used for drug targeting, and then we will discuss various types of carriers which are used for targeting the drug, such as liposomes, neosomes, nanoparticles, monoclonal antibodies, etc. So student, starting with what are targeted drug delivery system. So it has been observed that conventional drug therapy leads to poor efficacy and low drug bioavailability because of many reasons such as solubility issues or biopharmaceutical low absorption, or maybe because of biological instability. Conventional drug therapy also leads to many adverse effects because of low tissue or cell specificity. On the contrary, in targeted drug therapy, in targeted drug delivery, drugs are medicament or drug, they are selectively targeted to the desired organ or site where the pharmacological action is desired. In targeted drug delivery, these medicaments are delivered to the patients in such a way that the concentration of drug in a particular tissue or site in the body is found to be greater than other non-target sites. In this way, it spares non-target tissues or healthier tissue from high drug exposure. This leads to increased therapeutic efficacy and reduced side effects. So, the main objective of targeted drug delivery is to achieve desired pharmacological action at the desired site where the action is required. For example, in cancer chemotherapy, where chemotherapeutic agents are delivered in the body, but action is desired in the cancerous cell only. Action is required to kill cancer cell only and sparing the healthier cell from the adverse effect of chemotherapeutic agents. So dear student, the medicaments are delivered for delivering the drug to the targeted tissue. These medicaments, they can be delivered either to the capillary bed of the target organ, or these medicaments can be targeted to the site of action by complexing them with some particular carrier molecules which bind specifically to the receptors found on the surfaces of cell. So these carrier molecules, they can be, there are many types of carrier molecules such as carrier system, such as colloidal carriers, then cellular carriers can be there, then supramolecular delivery system, then polymer based carrier, and then macromolecular carriers. Now, colloidal carriers, in which vesicular colloidal carriers, the example of such type of carrier are liposomes, neosomes, pharmacosome, virosomes, etc. Example of microparticulate carrier, colloidal carrier are nanoparticles or microparticles. Then cellular carrier can be used for targeting the medicament to the particular site. For example, resealed erythrocytes. Resealed erythrocytes are drug-containing erythrocytes which act as carrier for delivering the drug enclosed in them. Then supramolecular delivery systems such as micelles, reverse micelles, then polymer-based system. Example of this is mucoadhesive drug delivery system, which we have covered in our previous section, previous units. In mucoadhesive drug delivery system, drug can be targeted to the particular organ where the drug action is desired. They can be made to adhere on the particular mucous membrane in the vicinity of the mucous membrane, where the vicinity of organ where the drug action is required. Then after polymer based system, they can be molecular. Their macromolecular carrier can be used. For example, proteins, glycoproteins, neoglycoproteins, or monoclonal antibodies. Then toxins, immunotoxins can be used as carriers. Then lectins and polysaccharide can also be used as carriers for targeting the medicament to the desired site of action. Now, there are certain specific desirable features which these carrier molecules should possess. For example, these carrier, they must be non-toxic. These carrier must be biocompatible, or they should be non-immunogenic. Then these carrier should be able to increase therapeutic index of drug and safety of drug molecule. Or then very important property of this carrier is that they should be recognizable. They should be recognizable to the target cell. They should not be ubiquitous. So they should be specific. The recognition of these carrier by a particular cell should be specific. It should not be commonly, so that the drug targeting will be significant. Then these carrier molecules, they are linked with medicament with the help of sometimes directly or sometimes with the help of spacer molecule. So this linkage with the target linkage of these carrier molecule and medicament, it should be stable throughout when they are circulating in the body. Then after that, when these carrier molecule, they are linked to the target cell, then that linkage should also be stable, so that these carrier molecule, they are having incorporated drug in between them. They should remain there for some particular period of time, so that drug will be delivered in the vicinity of the target cell. So the linkage between the carrier molecule and the target cell, it should also be stable. Then after recognition and internalization in the target cell, these carrier molecules, they should be able to release medicaments. So, and also one more property is that they should be able to internalize into the cell easily, because in case of cancerous cell, the vasculature of cancerous cell, it is quite different from the healthy cell. So these cancer cells, they are less permeable as compared to the healthy body cells. So these carrier molecules should be capable of internalizing into the cancerous cell. Now, what is the principle or rationale behind the formulation of this let's understand this principle or rationale because with the help of this figure. Now, if free drug is to be administered into the body in the form of any delivery system, any dosage form, so what happened? This free drug will reach to the, either it will reach to target site, or it will simultaneously, it will also reach to the non-target site. Apart from this free drug after administered, after going inside the body, there are certain bioenvironmental factors which also degrade simultaneously. They are responsible for the metabolism of this free drug molecule. So this because of these bioenvironmental factors, this free drug will be metabolized and is inactivated. See, with the help of this, when this happens, the drug molecules, active drug molecules, which should be available for inducing the pharmacological response, it will decrease. The concentration of free drug will decrease, and the drug is reaching to both non-target site and target site. So because only a portion of drug is reaching to the target site, so here also concentration of drug is decreasing, so limited effect will be observed. And also because it is reaching into the non-target sites where the action is not desired, so it will again act there, and this will cause toxicity or adverse effects or side effect will be there. On the contrary, if drug will be enclosed in carrier, a carrier who is specific to the particular cell where the action is desired, then what happens? When such carrier enclosing drug within it, when this type of carrier is administered into the body, maybe orally or parenterally, what happens? Because of sequestration, the carrier, because drug is present in carrier molecule, it will protect drug from metabolism. So first thing is that drug will be protected and it will remain. Higher concentration of drug will remain in body. And also this, because of this carrier, as it is specific to the target site, the absorption of drug to the targeted site will be in the form of active absorption or facilitated transport will be there. However, in non-target site, the effect will be limited, as a limited quantity or restricted quantity of drug will reach. So the basic principle or rationale for the development of targeted drug delivery system is to restrict distribution of parent drug molecule to non-target site, whereas to target the transport of drug to the particular site where the action is required. So in this way, therapeutic efficacy of the drug therapy will be enhanced, and it will also result in